All right, folks, good evening and welcome one more time. My colleague Ayo Ozugbakun is in the thick of things in faraway Yola, and so I'm sitting in for him. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Citizen Jones. Of course, today on the program, let's say that INEC writes Inspector General of Police. What are they demanding? That Adamawa Rex immediate investigation and prosecution be continued, and promises a resumption of coalition. As a matter of fact, coalition is at an advanced stage as I speak. Binani sues electoral body. Interesting. But I'm hanging out with Babajide Kolade Otitoju, BKO. I greet you.
Good evening, Citizen.
Yeah, and of course, we have Asukwa James sitting in for Mayor Akinpelu. Asukwa, I greet you.
Yeah, good evening, Citizen.
So the team is ready. I hope you are. All right, let's go. You know, at a time like this, the quote of the American film producer and director, Clint Eastwood, you remember him, it comes to mind. He said, crimes against children are the heinous of crimes. That, for me, would be a reason for capital punishment, because children are innocent and need the guidance of an adult. They need the guidance of an adult society. Now, the chilling news is that a suspected kidnapper, Abubakar Abdulaziz, who abducted a 3-year-old child and buried him alive after collecting a miserable 50,000 naira ransom, has been arrested. This crazy story was recorded in Musawa, local government area of Katsina State. Jide, do people always get what they deserve in this country?
You know, something similar to this happened. I think early last year.
Yeah, the small girl.
Involving the little girl, the school girl. You know, the man who eventually murdered her was used to the family, and the girl was used to him. He would take the girl to home, take the girl to school. So the little girl had no reason
to suspect anything.
Suspect that even the family had no reason to suspect. But he murdered her and pretended that she was still alive. Continued to extort money from the family, even long after the girl was gone. So these guys are extremely cold, extremely wicked, and animalistic in their behavior. Because how do you go kidnap a 3-year-old,
innocent boy,
buried him alive, and still ensure that you are paid? So this is what has happened. People want to get rich quick without working hard. Get onto the rice field. Work hard. You will make money.
And hard.
You will make money. But everyone thinks that, oh, this kidnapping thing, look, you don't have to sweat, and good money will come your way. That's why we have a big problem on our hands with regards to defeating kidnapping. We've never had it this bad. Kidnapping, not that even in the Second Republic or First Republic that we never had kidnapping.
Yeah.
But you would hardly even hear that kidnapping happened. But in some parts of the country today, every day people get kidnapped.
That has become
every
a way
day
of
people
life.
get kidnapped. And a lot of them have even stopped armed robbery and have chosen to take to kidnapping. That is the more reason we've got to do our best to defeat kidnapping and banditry. Because the more these guys succeed, the more others get encouraged to get involved in it.
That's it.
And that's not what we want to see. We want bandits and kidnappers to not escape punishment. When they fail to escape punishment, others will take a cue. But a situation in which we don't even get to hear that bandits have been sentenced to death, and a lot of these states, the punishment for kidnapping, especially when it results to death, is kidnapping, some life imprisonment. But we do not see anyone punished, or that it doesn't get reported. So even look at the case of that little girl that was killed. Governor Ganduje said, I will be eager to sign the death warrant. He said, up to now, nothing has. Why should it take? They will have a prima facie case already. Why should it take so long? These are the things that enable these guys. These are the things that encourage these guys to continue to kill people in this manner.
Asuko, let's counterbalance what Jide said with the fact that this man or woman is entitled to a defense.
Yes, he's entitled to that. Is if you have the legal tools, in terms of defending yourself and all that. And because the thing is, it's getting out of hand. This kidnapping thing is getting out of. It's now becoming a big business. People will always tell you that, oh, they are going into kidnapping. The ones that have been arrested will tell you because there's no job. No job. When you have a graduate and a graduate is telling you he cannot use his hands, cannot use his brain for him to be able to, fend for himself, it's a lie. That is why you went to school, for you to be able to use your brain and your hands to make money for yourself, not kidnapping.
Look at the picture.
But even this one is more, I can't even describe it. It's wickedness. This is someone that they are supposed to arrest, and I don't want to use bad words. Wicked. How can you bury a 3-year-old
for just 50,000 naira?
150,000. He demanded 800,000, and then they negotiated to 150. Yet you could not keep the poor boy alive.
Burying
alive.
Alive, I beg.
So we have a very huge problem in our hands, because if we do not find solution to this, it will keep growing.
And in setting agenda for the incoming administration, I dare think that the next president will do two major things: damage control and damage reduction.
Because for me, it has got to come up with the right strategies to fix insecurity in our country. Insecurity is the biggest problem facing our country, because even when we say we want the economy reflated, how do you drive production when farmers who contribute the greatest, who make the greatest contribution to our GDP, cannot go to their farms freely? They will tell you that you must pay some money before you can have access to your farm to harvest. And it is during harvest time that they harass people. So many people have abandoned their fields. Many farmers have abandoned their farms. They can't go in the major food production belts of our country, the Northwest.
And you're wondering where all this is coming from.
We know that where you allow fester without confronting it head-on and finding the right methods to defeat it, it will only expand. So with the scope of criminality has expanded in our country. This is what you see.
And you get the impression we have lost our humanity completely.
Yes. A lot of them can't even, they're not prepared to listen to it. There was something I said here, that I have a friend who was in government, who was the main person that used to negotiate with bandits. And the bandit leader was telling him that, look, it is a coward that believes in God. I'm telling you, it's not fiction. That's what the bandit boy told my friend.
So
that it is the God.
Self-help.
Don't preach God to me. Don't talk about God to me. It is the coward that believes in God. That's what the bandit told him.
All right, then.
So you can see why they are so wicked. They
Mindless.
They love them. They are not Muslim. They are not Christian. They are enemies. So deceiving yourself that, oh, these are Muslims, you can preach to them, or that they won't do wicked things during fasting. That's because you assume that they are Muslim. They are not.
Okay, let's move on.